Hi, my name is Chris Little, and I am the host of The Lifestyle Chase. In 2018, I started this show to have meaningful conversations. I've interviewed over 100 different people, both in and out of the fitness industry. This podcast is something I'm incredibly proud of. Welcome to Season 4. Thanks for joining me. So the next little segue that we're going to do is I'm curious about what your training and routine and nutrition has been like during the past. Like, it's been like 2 years of this pandemic stuff. Have you found you've been able to stay consistent? Have you fallen off the rails? Have you gotten better? Have you gotten worse? Let's hear it.
Definitely fallen off the rails a bit, for good and bad reasons. For the, kind of the good reason to it is obviously it's just the gym, and with the mentorship that we did, all that sort of stuff kind of jumped a little bit in terms of priority, especially with competitions not being able to be kind of held. They jumped up the priority list and training fell down that priority ladder just that little bit. Still been training consistently for the whole time. It's just that the sessions have been much shorter. They've been a lot less SBD, barbell, time-consuming work, and a lot more kind of work that I can get in and train hard in a shorter amount of time with less kind of thought into it. So been going on that side. And then, the nutrition hasn't been completely up to scratch. So I've lost a bit of muscle throughout the time, but as we know, like, it comes back. I'm sure it'll come back fast. I'm back on track as of a week ago. So got my nutrition back. And so I've always found that, like, out of all the branches that make up your progression in the gym room, like, you just got to start one of them, get it like nailed, and then the rest kind of are a lot easier to align. And for me, that's nutrition. So as soon as I get my diet back on track and start having a plan forward on that front, then the training is a lot easier to lock in, and the other stuff just falls in place. So, like, all those have been planned. They're all started a week ago. I'm back on track. So hopefully I can regain whatever it is, 10 or so kilos that I need to get back to like a competitive weight. And hopefully by that time, mid to late year, we will we'll be able to get back on the platform and lift some decent numbers. Mm-hmm. That's the plan. But it's I make it sound like it's a big negative thing, but honestly, it's not. I don't view it in that light. It's just, like I said, a priority shift.
Well, I think that's like the wake up call that a lot of people just have to accept. I mean, like, many people who have taken the opportunity to focus on a goal that was really meaningful and took up a lot of their energy had to take energy away from one of the other buckets, and that bucket being like high performance training or whatever it be. And that's just how it goes. Like, we go through life, we go through different seasons, we have different focuses, and if we aren't like beating ourselves up over it, then we're able to focus on like, what are the deliverables within the thing that is pulling us away from that? Like, what are you wanting to get out from the gym? And like, when is the podcast going to start? And how are the team performing? And how do they feel about their role? And all those different things. But one thing that I want to echo for anybody that's kind of like newer to fitness or discouraged themselves is that, like, the first time that you learned and got strong and got lean and just like super fit looking, you would have developed like different kind of systems that you would have done that made it easier. And then that knowledge didn't go anywhere. So now you go towards it again with all of that knowledge. And so as much as it can seem daunting to get back on track or to make progress after like a bit of like a slump kind of thing, like, you have all the knowledge kind of thing. So anybody that's listening will hopefully also remember that if they kind of like sat in the shit for a bit of like the last 2 years, the comeback story is coming, and it's coming fast. So it's like they got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, if you ask me, if I was in this same boat 10 years ago as like a 20-year-old, it might have been much different. It might have been like I would have been that guy who would have been like, it's all right, I can handle the stress of the business stuff and all that stuff, and then I'll also just kind of just push through it for lack of a better term, like just keep it up. I'll get it done no matter what type attitude in the training. but it's got to fall apart somewhere, like you said. Like you can't just give your energy to everything 100%. Whereas I think when you're younger like that, you think you can, but it can't. Whereas the older, wiser me is like, okay, let's just shift it around a little bit, knowing that no, I know that this can come back. Like it's like you said, it's the skills there, everything's there. The tissue hasn't completely disappeared. It comes back faster than what it came on originally. So I honestly think within 6 months I'll be able to regain what might take 6 years if it was fresh, new, lean muscle that I hadn't built before. So not worried.
Yeah.
As the older me is much more calm about it.
One of the big pieces to the puzzle is like time management. Like I know for myself with balancing a bunch of different things, I have to be like really strict with my Google Calendar. Every little commute that I might take, like from my house to somewhere else, all those minutes really matter. Like I can't do like 1 hour commutes anywhere because it's just I don't have the time for it. What's your experience like with all this stuff? Like your schedule must be pretty busy. Like how do you make it so that everything else runs and so that you don't have like this domino effect of like one thing being late and then the rest of the day just going to crap?
Well, I mean, we just being online allows you to be a little bit flexible. Like you said, it's still busy for sure. But I'm the same. If I put up my calendar right now, it's all blocked out. It's all exactly like people booking calls when they need to. We just slot in things around it. It's kind of like just prioritizing things. Just this needs to be done. This can be shuffled around. Just make it work. Being strict on like when things happen, I guess, is another one. Like just plugging things in and just having it flow free and everywhere. You need to make sure things happen. The important stuff happens, and then the other stuff kind of gets done around it. So like my programs, I get done 3 days a week, and then the calls with the clients happen whenever they want. They book them in when they feel like they need them, or when I feel like they need them, and we just make them work. So it's not like I have a strict like you're here a month array type thing. I personally just have the big tasks locked in, and then everything else just kind of fits in around it whenever it fits into my day. But it at the same time, you need to have some sort of like list or system to go like, these need to be done, and to tick those boxes as well. You know what I mean? If you're going to use that sort of attitude I use rather than the meticulous planning route, which just sounds you've gone down, but they both work. It's just a different way.
Well, I have very similar systems, and it kind of depends which like category of my life that we go down. But one thing that I'll bring up is for myself, sometimes I struggle with like I'm good at like filling up my day full of stuff, but I'm not good at like prioritizing times when I'm not doing stuff because I feel like I should always be working kind of thing. And so like sometimes I'll literally have to just like block out like 12 hours of a Monday or something and be like, on this day, I will not book anything. And I might not even do anything. I might just like have a nap, go have a sandwich, visit my siblings or something. But I found that was a bit of a stretch for me to actually do it and to be like, no, this is okay. But the reason that I do it is because if I didn't, I'd crash and burn. Have you had like similar experiences with regards to that, or are you just like kind of a workhorse, or what's it like for you?
They just kind of pop up. We saying that, I mean, like we have an hour in a day here, there, everywhere that is fine to relax and chill and like whatever it is. We do book out sometimes away, like over this period just gone over the New Year, Christmas and that. We had no call periods. Still did programs throughout it because people don't stop training on Christmas. But the stuff that takes up a lot of the time, all the calls and the content creation, stuff like that is all put aside. I'm actually going to a music festival this weekend. So like we like booked that in ages ago, but like plan those things out. We haven't been on a real holiday I mean, like it's a given with COVID, I guess, but haven't been real holiday in years. So we need to do the same. We need to book in something that's a bit more long term and actually get out but I feel like it's waiting on the world at the moment for that. But when that happens, we'll definitely be setting some time to just get out and get away like completely for a little bit. Just got to get the gym up and running first. Just let us do that.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, some of the things that you sort of outlined there are pretty important for anybody in this industry. In that, if we don't actually like book like a little holiday or vacation, and we just keep making excuses like year after year,
Yeah, it's
then
just like a training deload. Like it's
yeah,
not a step backward. It's a necessary step forward. You know what I mean? It's a one step back, two forward type of scenario.